So then I just have to watch Facebook and wait till it picks up on Facebook. And Instagram. Instagram is connecting. Oh, and there's Facebook. Okay, all right, so then let me click go live in Facebook and we're good. Oh, hold on. Oh, come on. Oh, did we go live? I think we did. Okay. Hi, everyone. I think we're live. I think Facebook is playing games on me today. It was asking me to put a title in for this this video, and then as I was trying to type the title, it just went live anyway. So that's okay. So good evening, everyone. It's Lyndsey with JBF Oakland County, and tonight I've got Krista with me, who is our seller coach. One of our two seller coaches, Krista, and then Jessica, of course, is our other seller coach. And we just wanted to hang out with you guys for 30 quick minutes tonight and let you all ask us any questions you have about tagging. If you don't have any questions about tagging, then we have a couple things we can chat with you about. I am just going to go real quick into the Facebook group and remind everybody that we are here so that you know we're here. And we'll get started. Krista, what is new with you?
Oh my goodness. Preparing for Halloween. My daughter's 9. Oh no. So I know. So just turned 9.
Oh my goodness. 9.
Because I started when she was 2.
Oh,
But yes, preparing for Halloween. We're gonna be Buzz Lightyear. Little one's Buzz Lightyear. The older one's gonna be Cowgirl Barbie.
okay.
Barbie too. So I'm gonna be Barbie. Some sort of Cowgirl Barbie. We'll see.
Cowgirl Barbie. Wow. Okay. That's very specific. And what kind of Barbie are you going to be?
I don't know. I think I'm gonna get a sparkly jumpsuit.
Oh.
Around the neighborhood and scare people.
Okay, there you go. So we're like still, our family is still young enough because my daughter is 4 and my son is only 2 to where they kind of will do what I want them to do. So I have a little bit of control over Halloween costumes. So every year we've done a family costume. The year my daughter was born, my husband dressed up as Jim Harbaugh and I was a football player and she was the football because she was only like 6 weeks old. And then the next year we're nerds. We were Luna and Neville from Harry Potter, and she was a screaming baby mandrake, which is like the little plant that's like a child that screams. And then we've done Toy Story. So last year, my son was Buzz Lightyear, and she was Bo Peep. And then we were Jessie. My husband and I were Jessie and Woody. We've done all the baby sharks before. And this year, she's super into Tangled and into Rapunzel. And there was a Rapunzel costume at Costco, and she had to have it. So I bought my son, because he's 2, a Pascal lizard costume.
Oh.
And so, yeah, a chameleon. Steven says he's a chameleon, not a lizard. So they're going to be Rapunzel and Pascal. Yeah. And my son keeps going, I'm a lizard man. Yeah. So it's pretty fun. Okay, we've got people. Oh, wait, talk again. Did you go muted?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. I just couldn't hear you. Okay, sorry. Okay. All right. So we've got people. Cool. So people are watching. I don't know if anybody has any questions yet, but anyway, everyone, it's Lyndsey and Krista from JBF Oakland County. And we are live for just tag and chat, Tuesday night tag and chat. Basically, we're here to answer any questions you have about your sale prep and to see how we can help. And if you don't have any questions, then we have things we can talk about. And I had Krista come on with me tonight because 1, I'm boring and you don't really want to talk to me all the time. And 2, I have been sick for like 3 weeks straight and I'm very froggy. So we're going to see if I can make it 30 minutes or not. We will see. I don't know for sure. I'm sure hoping, but we'll see. So, any like pressing thoughts on your mind, Krista, for things that everyone needs to know about the sale coming up?
I think that everyone needs to bring their toys. Please bring your toys. Sell the best at this year.
Thriftmas is coming. Yeah.
And just toys sell phenomenally, but do make sure that you secure your pieces of your toys, because
Yeah.
I hate finding pieces of toys at the sale, at the sale, sad without their body. So
It's the saddest at the end of the sale when in missing items there's like 30 little pieces of toys and we're like, "Oh no, I know what this went to and somebody bought it and I didn't realize this was missing." Yeah. So that is a bummer.
really
Um
toys.
yeah. Yeah. Ways you can secure toys all together. So if a toy has pieces, then you want to make sure that you take the pieces and the best way is to put them in a plastic bag, to seal that plastic bag shut with a small piece of clear tape, and then to tie that plastic bag to the main body of the toy. So what that would look like would be like, for example, if it was a little people car and you had all the people, you'd put the people in a plastic bag and then you would either use a zip tie or I love to use this is called cotton yarn. It's cotton yarn because it is cotton, but this is like the yarn that your grandma used to knit like washcloths out of. And it's super cheap. You can buy it at the dollar store or at Walmart and you can probably make like 3,000 little ties out of this. And I love cotton yarn because it makes a really tight knot that won't come out, and it's also biodegradable. So later, if you throw this away, it's just cotton and it's not going to like, it's not like a zip tie. It's going to be in the garbage for the rest of our lives. But anyway, cotton yarn is my go-to. I actually brought a big pile of shoes out here that I was going to do tonight if nobody had any questions, and I tie those together with cotton yarn too. So sometimes I use orange cotton yarn because I have this ball of orange yarn that like I can't seem to go through. So if you buy anything at the sale with a piece of orange yarn on it, it came from me.
Noted.
Loaded. Yeah, that's my orange yarn, guys. Yeah. So anyway, so Um, sorry, lots of messages coming through my phone. Okay, so that's toys are going to be huge sellers at this sale. I think any winter gear, just clothes are always like the number one seller at the sale. You'll always make the most money on clothes. So definitely bring us all your clothes, all your toys. The holiday or the fall winter holiday sale is just a really strong sale for us. So I'm excited for it. And we've got like the numbers are very good. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be our biggest sale yet. So we'll see what happens at drop off days, but it's sure looking like it's going to be our biggest sale yet. So very exciting. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys a couple things related to tagging guns because I know there was some conversation today in the Facebook group about tagging guns versus safety pins and what's the right thing to do. So what's the deal on a tagging gun? Do you have to use one? Krista, do you use the tagging gun?
I do, and now I don't anymore because
Okay.
I like to just use safety pins. It's just easier for me
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah.
Um, Tagging guns are good if you know how to use them,
Yep.
and for anything that does not have a tag already in it.
Yep. Fair enough. I love a tagging gun because I have a little bit of carpal tunnel. Like the PT part of me, this hand is gonna go sooner than later because I use it too much at work for like manual therapy and like all the things I do related to caring for people. So I love a tagging gun because this just like click and shoot is easier for me than trying to manipulate the little safety pins. So everybody's different and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. So the debate is, does a tagging gun leave holes? Do safety pins leave holes? What's the right thing to do? And I brought out this Sophia the First dress that I had actually planned to be in the garbage because my daughter wore it so much that both of the armpits got holes in them. This is not resellable at JBF. This is ready for simple recycling. And so I figured we could tag in it tonight and I could show you guys why there's a debate about tagging guns and safety pins. So, what size safety pin do you use, Krista? Do you know?
I think it's like the 1.5 inch.
Yeah, yeah. So I've got here 2 different safety pins, and let me pull them and stick them to a sticky note so that you guys can see the difference between the two.
I like to get a good variety because I do small ones for some things. Like,
Yeah.
well, I won't use it because it's not spaghetti strap and bathing suit over.
Yeah.
But I use the small ones for spaghetti strap. Like,
Yeah. And I think small ones can work really well on the tags too, if you do them a certain way, which I can show people in a minute. Because our tags are just the way that our tags print is annoying, and it's a topic of debate in the JBF owner world. And everybody wants something different. So it's kind of frustrating to me that our company can't figure out what is like the best way to design our tags. But I think that this little safety pin printed on the tag here is super confusing to people, and they think that they have to put a safety pin right there through that hole, and you don't necessarily have to. So, okay, so this is Krista's 1.5-inch safety pin, and this is a 2-inch safety pin. And where this gets confusing if you go to like Amazon to order them online is that a 1.5-inch safety pin is a number 2 safety pin, which is super annoying. And a 2-inch safety pin is actually a number 3. So if you type in number 2 by accident, or if you just type in like, or if you type in number 2 safety pin, sometimes you'll get a 2-inch safety pin that comes up just because of Amazon search. But what you want is the 1.5-inch safety pin. That's the ideal size that will go around a plastic coat hanger tag pretty easily, or a plastic coat hanger bar pretty easily. The 2-inch, the 2-inch, aka number 3 safety pins, the gauge on the wire is bigger. It's hard to tell here, but this is like a thicker wire than this one. And so people say, oh, sometimes my safety pins and clothes leave holes. And I think 99% of the time that happens, it's because this bigger safety pin was used, and this bigger safety pin can leave holes in clothes. So since we've got the Sophia the First dress that is all damaged and everything, I'm going to put these safety pins on it, and we'll see. I don't know if it'll leave holes or not, but we'll see. So the thing about a safety pin is that it's allegedly, what seamstresses tell you is that it spreads the fibers of this woven fabric apart. It just separates them. And so in theory, even if you feel like you see a little hole in it right after you take the safety pin out, most of the time in the wash, those fibers come back together and the hole isn't permanent. I'm going to take this guy out, and there's definitely no hole with the 1.5-inch safety pin. And there's like debatable whether or not there is one with the 2-inch safety pin. I think it would go back together in the wash, but it could also leave a hole. So that's like the big tip I have about safety pins. If you've had experience with them leaving holes, use a smaller one, because that's one of the big things that'll fix it. Another thing you can do anytime an item has a tag, just put the tag in the safety pin, or just put the safety pin in the tag. And you don't have to use this mark here on the tag to put your safety pin in like this. A lot of people feel like they have to do that. And I think that that's like actually hard and kind of annoying. I just put my safety pin right in here like this. And then I just put it on my pin, or on my tag, Wow, this is like a thick tag. It does not want to go through. And then there's no harm, no foul, and we're good to go. Is that how you do yours most of the time, Krista?
Yeah, and even when I do the seam, I put it through the seam.
Yeah.
I didn't bring. I should go get some of my stuff probably.
That's all right. You're good. I've got some.
um, my tagging domain. This is in my basement. This is where I tag. So, but yeah, I try to put. Still, you can put it if you're worried about it. Like if you're worried about your safety pin making a hole, you can still put your safety pin in the seam of
Yeah.
so if you're like, I don't want to use a handgun, I'm afraid, 99% of the time, safety is not going to make holes. And now bathing suits, though, try to avoid putting a safety pin into a bathing suit because some material, it will.
Yes. Yeah. And what I say about that, I agree with you. And even sometimes I've noticed that happening with like, they're often actually like nicer quality onesies too. Like I had some Gap onesies, they were just these white Gap onesies, and it happened with those too. Any material that doesn't have a lot of elasticity. So I think like when a swimsuit has seen the chlorine in the sunshine for a little too long, it starts to lose that elasticity. Or if you've washed a onesie too many times and it's starting to lose its elasticity, you'll like put the safety pin in there and you'll hear like a pop, you know, and that's like, that you just made a hole when you do that. So I like to use seams too. So what Krista's talking about is a seam can be this, because this is like a little costume. It doesn't really have a seam here, but in theory, this like sewn off edge of the neckline would be double folded over, and that would be a seam. And so you could put the safety pin in the inner layer of the fabric there, not into the outer layer. So I went through the inner layer, and if I flip this over, you cannot see the safety pin on the other side because I went through the inner layer. That's great along the neckline. The shoulder seam also works really well right here because your tag is going to be super visible. So the safety pin can't make a hole in the actual functional part of the fabric there. There's another seam usually along the inside of the arm. This one has a little bit of elastic, so you could just use that, but that would work too. Or if I had an intact armpit, you can put your safety pin into the four-cornered seam of the armpit of the clothes too. So I don't, so I'm going to just do it in the seam that's on the side, but you could do like that right there too. And that's another good way of doing it. So all those same rules apply to tagging guns. Basically, with a tagging gun, you need to use a seam. You cannot use just the regular old fabric. And we're going to show you why. So the barb on a tagging gun is way, way thicker than the barb on my safety pin, like way thicker. So this is 100% of the time going to leave a hole. So you always, rule number one, if there's a tag, you just use the tag. And if there's not a tag, then you go for one of those inner seams. So I'm going to use a sticky note because that other tag I was demonstrating on actually goes to a pickler, I think. I got my kids a pickler for Christmas last year, and they've used it like 3 times. So you'll see it at the JBF sale.
The box in my garage that hasn't been put together yet. So
There you go.
soon do a JBF sale.
Yeah. 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 They never use it. So I put it into the seam right there, and there's the tag. And that's the best way to do it if you're going to use a tagging gun. So if you're like me and you have carpal tunnel issues, you don't, or if you're just cheap because the tagging gun is cheaper, you don't have to use the pin. You can just attach the tag like this. And if you are just more comfortable with safety pins, that's also perfectly fine. And you can do it that way. It doesn't matter as long as you're just thoughtful about how you're attaching your tags, right?
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So let's see. It is 9:23. We have 7 more minutes. I don't know. We have 5 viewers. People are watching. So let's see what other questions people have. Oh, A bunch of questions. Okay. Courtney says she's bringing all her toys by, and she gave us a peace sign.
Courtney, we love you.
And okay, Emma says, what time can you do an individual onesie? I have 2 sports team onesies. Are these okay just on a hanger, or should I find the best match for the bottoms? Oh, I understand what she's saying. So we do recommend that onesies are usually like bundles. Um, but if your onesie, Emma, is like pretty unique like that, and you feel like it's appropriate to sell it as a one-off onesie, that's fine. We don't have an actual hard and firm rule at JBF Oakland County about only selling one onesie. There are some sales that are so pressed for space that they do have that rule. Um, we don't have that rule yet. I will love to have that problem in the future. And right now we don't have that problem. So Emma, you don't have to worry about putting a pair of pants with it right now. You can just sell that one individual onesie. That is okay. So then Darnella says, I was told they have a bag sale after for items marked donate or those rejected from the sale. Is that true? So Darnella, we do not have a bag sale. What we have at the end of the sale, you're welcome, Emma. So what we have at the end of the sale, our sale ends to the public at noon on Sunday, the 27th of October. And what we do from 12 to 12:30 this season, so it's a quick 30-minute sprint, is a 75% off items marked for donate. Um, we have not ever opened up the 75% to items that were not accepted, Darnella, because we inspect our items at drop off. And so most of the items that are not accepted at the sale go back home with you during drop off. So hopefully that helps. So it's not like a fill a bag, but what we do instead is 75%. And the reason we do it like that is that it is when there's a sale that's like a fill a bag for donates, the seller doesn't actually earn anything from that sale of that item. So if we do like a fill a bag for donates, say it's like $10 for a bag, then that money is getting donated to the charity, which is really lovely. And you, the seller, your item is just donated, right? And so instead of that, we do 75% off donates to sellers only. So basically, you come in and for that 30 minutes, anything that has a D on it, whatever the price tag is, it's 75% off that price. So if I was selling a $4 onesie and it didn't sell during the sale because $4 for a onesie is kind of crazy, then you came in at the 75% sale, you could buy it for $1. I would still get that $1 as the seller of that item. And then what we do to support our charity is all of the door money that we accept Friday through Sunday, we donate our door money to the charity. So our charity partner is Lighthouse in Pontiac, and our tickets are free online. But if people don't want to reserve a free online ticket and they want to pay when they come to the sale, then it costs $3 to enter the sale. All of that money gets donated to Lighthouse. We also have a place online where we accept donations to Lighthouse when people are purchasing tickets. And during the last sale, I think we had like $250 in donations that were accepted through the ticketing website as well. So that's the way that we support our charity. Every sale does it a little bit different. One of the functional purposes of the fill a bag sale is that is that it like wipes out a bunch of the donates so that there's not too much for the charity partner to accept. And right now, we haven't gotten to the point yet where our charity partner has too much stuff to take. So we just do 75% off, and then we accept money for our charity partner. And that works really well. So right now, we've already made $20 online for our charity partner, and then we'll take in a bunch more at the door. Hopefully that helps. And then you feel better about this way? Cool. I'm glad. Okay. And then Emma has another question. I have a few bouncers or walkers that have a single toy broken off. Clean, current, and otherwise fine, no sharp pieces, and the main purpose of the large item still works for what it's used, just missing a piece. Keep these at home, or are these generally accepted? How do you feel about this question, Krista? You're the consignor coach.
So, Emma, can you send me a picture? Because it's hard to say yes or no without knowing exactly what's missing, because it's probably okay, but it might not be. So,
Yeah.
I don't want something there and then have to take it back home, because that's a bummer. So, it's Krista Dunn Hall. Just search your group, and then if you want to PM me the picture, that's fine. If you don't want to post it in the group, you don't have to. Just PM me the picture, and then I'll be like yes, no, or give you a decision. We don't want you to have to haul something there and then have to take it back home.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is the best way. So it's kind of, that's like a very like one-off kind of situation. Generally, we say if something is still functional, then we'll accept it. And there's also this balance of like preserving the quality of the sale and the items that we sell with functionality. So it's like probably okay, and a picture's worth 1,000 words. So fun fact, I now, this is crazy. I'm a crazy person. I have a bin in my basement, and when I go to yard sales and I find people selling like random things that I know are like, oh, that's the toy that sits on top of the skip hop tray, and they're selling it for like 50 cents, I buy it and I just throw it in my spare parts bin in my basement so that if anybody is ever like, I'm missing this piece, can I still sell it? I'm like, I got you. It's like a weird hobby that I have. But I'll tell you, I had a neighbor who was selling a bunch of baby toys like that, and she had a bunch of these like little like the baby hanging toys. I think it's like Fisher Price, like they're dangling hanging toys that they have for like their activity centers. And they were like, she gave me this whole bag of them. She's just like, I don't want these, just take them. So she gave them to me. And a bunch of them were to like sit me up seats and stuff. And I knew it because I had those at home. And so at our last sale, I saw like sit me up seats that didn't have the toys. So I just went and like, I just like filled them out so that they had all the pieces they needed. Yeah, I'm a goofball. So you do it too, Emma. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, and then Jesse wants to know, I sold a walker with a missing piece. Krista approved it and it sold too. Yeah, so it's usually okay. We just want to have eyes on it so that we can say 100% for sure or not. And mostly because, like Krista said, it is hard to get everything to the sale. And so we hate to have you bring something bigger that you end up having to take back home with you. We have some exciting news about the next sale. But I like secrets. So like I'm gonna keep it a secret. But the logistics and the glamour of loading in and out in 2025 are gonna be way better. And that's all I'll say about that for right now. But it's very exciting.
Very exciting, very fancy.
Very fancy and exciting. Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait. So we'll tell you later. We'll tell you. You're going to have to wait. You're going to have to come to the sale and find out what all that's about. But the logistics and the glamour of bringing all your stuff to the sale is going to be easier and more fun, and prettier, maybe involving hardwood floors or something. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So, okay, I think it's 9:32. I don't see any more questions. I forgot, like I was looking at like my phone for the questions, and then I forgot that I wasn't like hitting the update button. So I only ever saw Courtney's question, and we just sat here and talked for like 10
Right.
minutes while people asked us a bunch of questions. And I'm like, oh, I gotta look at the computer. No more airsoft store. Maybe not, Audra. I don't know. You'll have to wait and see. You'll have to wait and see. It's exciting. We'll see. So, anyway, all right. I don't think anybody has any more questions. So, for tonight, that's going to be it. I'll be back next Tuesday and maybe I'll recruit another special guest. I'll let Krista have a night off and recruit another special guest. That'll be 1 week to drop off, and then I'll come live on drop off night, the first of drop off nights, to just touch base with everybody and give you a preview and answer any final questions that you guys have before you prep for the sale. But I'm super excited. Share, share, share. The thing you got to remember is that the more people who come to the sale or the more people who sign up for the sale, the more people we have to have come shop the sale. So share, share, share all of those social media posts. Tell your friends. If you want a custom ticket link for the sale so that you can, when you're sharing your post, you can put your ticket link and get entered into our raffle for our prize, then do that. I'll post more about it tomorrow. For tonight, I've taken a bunch of Sudafed and Advil to get rid of this cold, and I gotta go to bed now. But I'll post about it tomorrow. I don't work tomorrow, and yeah, I'll update you guys on all things sale related tomorrow, and share, share, share. Tell everybody about the sale.
Tell
Everybody you know. You just say, "Do you have kids in your life?" And they're going to say yes. And they say, "You got to come to the sale." There you go.
things.
Yeah.
Ask all the questions. Jessica and I are here, for you guys. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Krista.